Tonight on Hip on the Spot News. Is the future of DCS scattered with ground units? The Super Saber development is progressing well. Grass grows at a steady pace in our sim. And we got more Kola map campaigns news. This and more on How I Play. This video is sponsored by Fox3 Managed Solutions. Hello virtual pilots, I'm Andre Celesti, and tonight we are going to talk about the latest news in DCS World. And the first month of 2024 is already near its end. News is on the dry side for now. It can go anywhere from here, and one thing I expect is more content with the F-4 Phantom 2 by Hitblur very soon. That being said, we do have some news for you. And we start with a short mention that in the nearby future we will see a change in the open beta stable branch of DCS World, meaning no more separation being needed. The open beta and stable systems will be fully reworked. The process will be changed so all users will receive one version of DCS. So in the future, DCS will be moving to one public version. This is great news, as no more confusion on certain aspects like servers, features not being available and things like that. We will keep an eye on this as we get more information from ED. Moving on, we got news from the studio that prepares the Super Saber, none other than Greenelli Designs. We kept you updated with their progress when it happened throughout the year. But now they came and released a development log posted not too long ago on their YouTube channel. I strongly recommend you give it a look. Titled The Road to Realism, it will take you on a journey of discovery filled with nostalgia on the ongoing development of the F-100D Super Saber for DCS World. The project is progressing steadily, focusing on the development of a comprehensive and accurate flight model for the Super Saber. Throughout a combination of computational methods, real aerodynamic data and wind tunnel tests, the team is refining the model to accurately replicate the complex dynamics of the actual aircraft. So we can expect that they will deliver a high quality and very authentic experience in the world of DCS. Based on what we have seen so far, they definitely managed to get close and personal with the aircraft. No doubt they have some amazing stories to tell. Moving on, ED shares with us some grassy news. A short look at some vegetation improvements for DCS World. They are working on improving the procedural grass distribution across terrain tiles. Compared to other types of vegetations, such as shrubs or trees, grass has a more regular standard geometric structure. However, this benefit is outweighed by the huge quantity of distinct and subtle flora that may be found on even fairly small pieces of terrain. So in order to provide interactivity and stable frame rates on any but the smallest map, the brute force method of covering the entire landscape with individual grass blades model was, let's say, impractical. And so ED continues to work on a more efficient approach to grass distribution, and they enhance grass shading by using ambient occlusion. We also know that they improved vegetation shading with the release of the screen space shadows, or the SSS. Furthermore, they are working on new vegetation visual effects from explosions, gunfire, and aircraft. Nice! So most of you already know that our new sponsor is PIMAX. With their flagship product, the PIMAX Crystal VR headset, they made a good impression at this year's CES in Las Vegas, especially with their foveated rendering technique, which uses an eye tracker integrated with a virtual reality headset to reduce the rendering workload by greatly reducing the image quality in the peripheral vision and focusing on where your eyes are actually watching. We will soon get our hands on this headset and find out firsthand how this technology works, especially in DCS World. For those of you who are interested in the product, you can buy it using our hipgamestv discount code for your order and help the channel in the process. Link is in the video description. In a great video on the Mover and Gonki show, Wax took the opportunity to share some juicy info on DCS World as they were watching the 2024 and beyond video. If you got the time, I strongly recommend to watch the entire show. But as always, we collected the most important pieces of information that were mentioned, and I was personally happy to hear some info that we dreamt upon here on the channel. Maybe some of you remember, but back in July 2023, we did an episode featuring DCS tank battles and gunner hit PC, and wondered how would DCS ground battle look if eventually we would get the same quality of development for ground units like the aircrafts. Well, Wax confirms that they are planning on that one way or another when pointing at the new model of Abrams in the first shots of the video. Meaning that we can expect to control ground units in a more detailed way. And he explains that part of the development will be needed to include the ground simulation, the terrain, damage modeling, and AI in an opportunity to expand DCS level aircrafts to DCS level ground units. Now this sounds amazing, and there is no way we will see this implemented with the current status of DCS World environment, but the idea is there, and it's nice to hear from the developers that it's something that they are thinking about, be that even in the future. Another goal they have is to get the ability to play as an individual unit, soldier on the battlefield. So, Arma 3 and DCS World spin-off confirmed? Well, it all sounds good, and most likely it's something that has always been in the back of the mind of many users and the team at ED. This is somewhere on the line of wishful thinking and step-by-step preparation for the possibility of implementing something like this in DCS World. But I really like that I heard Wax mentioning it. It makes the future look even brighter. But for now, we will stick with 2024 and what this year has reserved for us. Moving on, one of our favorite campaign creators, Baltic Dragon, comes and updates us on his progress with the Kola Peninsula map on the upcoming campaign work planned for 2024. For those of you not knowing, he is working together with Reflected Simulations on two separate campaigns that will show the same conflict from the point of view of two different pilots. Baltic Dragon's campaign will focus on the Finnish F-18C, while Reflected campaign is for a US F-16C. There will be missions where you will take part in the same combat sortie but in different roles. Sometimes your mission will start where another one ends in the other campaign. And of course, some of the missions will be separated. The fictional storyline is set in the winter of 2024, and it focuses on Russia attacking Finland after a stalemate in Ukraine. In the total of 20 missions in the combined campaigns, you will be able to experience how this endeavor ends. You can expect landing on the roads. There will be no mandatory air-to-air refueling, as the distances are not that big. You can expect air-to-air, air-to-ground, CAS and seed operations. And we should expect the campaigns after the release of the map, as they plan to properly beta test the missions. And it makes sense. So we will be a wait of around 2 to 3 months maximum after the release of the Kola map, keeping in mind that everything is subject to be changed. So there you have it, more details directly from Baltic Dragon. And that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Many thanks to our Patreons for their continued support. Our official HipGame server mission has been updated and a new wave of testing is inbound, currently only open for our Patreons and close members. More information in the video description. Remember to check our sponsors VR Rock for your VR blue light protection and prescription lenses, Foxtree Managed Solutions for the best DCS servers out there, and PIMAX for the most quality VR headsets on the market. And as always, subscribe to keep in touch with all the latest news on your favorite simulators and games. I am Andre Celesti, reminding you to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.